Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is Cruz, and in this video I'm going to discuss 5 things that every band or worship team should know about their guitarist.
There's a great deal of contrast in it, and currently it's upside down on our monitor, but we can make it a fair amount of detail.
Okay, if you're a guitarist and you're watching this video, stop everything that you're doing, copy the link, and send this video to everybody that you know, all your band members, all your worship team members, so they can get to know you a little bit better and hopefully maybe even appreciate you. Number 1, changing keys. Okay, so we've all been in the position where we've had to change keys, sometimes very last minute, sometimes not so last minute. Maybe a singer has realized they can't handle the key that they're in, whether it's too low or too high. Here's the thing about asking your guitarist to just change keys on the fly, is that depending on where the song is and what position they're playing the neck and what parts they're playing, that could be really difficult. For example, if they're playing already on the very high register and you go a whole step up or even just a half step up, it puts them almost out of playability on the neck, and then they have to do it a whole octave lower. The problem with it being a whole octave lower is it changes the sound and the part in the song altogether, and it could be challenging. They may need to figure out a different way of playing the song even because of that. So bear with your guitarist a little bit. Not every musician is the same, not every guitarist is on the same level. It's not necessarily always a musician thing or even a knowledge thing. Sometimes it's really, I just got to get my bearings together to be able to play that song and that part in that particular key that you want it in. Number 2, changing the tempo of a song. I can't tell you how many times I've had a music director or a worship leader change the tempo of a song on me last minute. Now here's the deal, as an ambient guitar player or even a CCM worship style guitar player, delays, reverbs, modulations are so very important, and if you're using click tracks and tracks in general, it's super important to be really on point. There's a very good chance that he's setting up all of his songs and prepping all of his pedals and his sounds around the BPMs that you're giving him. If you're off even just a little bit, then it throws off all of my delays. Number 3, amp volume. Your amp is way too loud. You got to bring it down. Some guitarists genuinely want to be louder so they can hear themselves, but here's something you may not know about guitar amps. If your guitarist happens to be using a tube amp, like let's say a blackface style Fender, those tubes need to be operating at a certain level in order for them to get the desired sound and tone. A Fender style amp really starts to sound great at around volume 2 or 3. Volume 2 or 3 could be really loud, but anything lower than that, the sound starts to thin out a little bit, and all of a sudden that sound that you love from your guitarist won't be there anymore. It'll sound thinner, more frail, pedals won't sound good, the delays will be affected, everything gets affected when you ask your guitarist to lower the volume. It's almost the equivalency of me going up to a singer and saying, can you sing differently, like change your voice altogether. So what do? How do you bring the stage volume down? And more specifically, how do you ask your guitarist to bring the volume down? A quick fix could be having the guitarist turn his amp around so that it faces a wall, but a more permanent fix might be you removing the amp from the stage altogether, whether it's off to the side of the stage or even in another room completely. The best thing you can do for your guitarist is to communicate with the guitarist and your sound crew. By moving it off the stage, it'll keep the stage volume to a minimum. Number 4, too many guitars. How many guitars do you actually need? Different guitars give different sounds. Some guitars have single coil pickups. This is a Telecaster, for example. Then you have like Gretsch style guitars with Filtertron pickups. Each guitar gives a different tone. It's also really important that you understand that this is an electric guitar and this is an acoustic guitar. They are different. So if your song needs an acoustic sound, your guitarist needs to switch to an acoustic guitar. Yeah, you can do some emulating with pedals and effects and things of that nature, but for the most part, if you want it to sound like an acoustic, let them use an acoustic. And last but not least, number 5, what are you, moving out? Okay, so how many times have you seen your guitarist? He's carrying his amp, he's carrying his guitars, he's packing up for the day and he's going home, and you tell him, hey, what are you, moving out? And they just look at you and go, yeah, same joke every week, man. Okay, so this one's not so bad. Clearly, you're just trying to be friendly with your guitarist, but maybe this will raise your level of appreciation for your guitarist a little bit. Most musicians, even drummers, don't need to carry their equipment around as much as guitarists do. Guitarists have guitars, pedal boards, amps, And 9 times out of 10, they're bringing that stuff back and forth depending on what they do for a living or how much music they're playing during the week. Next time you see your guitarist, you let them know, I really appreciate everything that you do and go through, all the preparation and all the work that you put in, all the money you've spent to contribute to this worship team and to this band. Okay, that concludes the 5 things that every worship team or band should know about the guitarist. If I've missed something or you want to add something to the next one, I may do a part 2 to this. Let me know in the comments what you think I should add, and I'll add it to the next video. Thanks for watching. Be sure to comment and subscribe, and until the next one, take care.
There's a great deal of contrast in it, and currently it's upside down on our monitor, but we can make it for him on a detail.